What if the fastest growing coffee chain in history collapsed in scandal and then came back to beat Starbucks in China? And now it's taking on Starbucks in New York. This is the story of Luckin Coffee, from fraud to fortune, from delisting to dominance, and now from China to the US. Let's break down how they pulled off one of the most insane corporate comebacks ever and why their next move could shake up the global coffee game. Luckin Coffee launched in 2017 with a simple mission: out Starbucks in China. By 2019, they had over 4,500 stores that were built on app-only ordering, 50% discounts, and tiny delivery optimized stores. It was fast, cheap, and digital first, perfect for China's mobile savvy, convenience obsessed consumers. But that rocket fuel came with a cost. In 2020, short seller Muddy Waters exposed a massive fraud: 2.2 billion RMB, some $310 million in fake revenue. The fallout? The stock crashed by 80%. They were delisted from the Nasdaq and they were fined $180 million by the SEC. Their CEO and COO ousted. By 2022, Luckin filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy in the US. Most thought it was game over. But the coffee? Still good. The app? Still sticky. The model still made sense. Enter new CEO Dr. Ji Guo. The new playbook: cut unsustainable subsidies, focus on profitability, and let data drive expansion. And it worked. By the first quarter of 2025, there were over 22,000 stores globally. Revenue was up to 8.8 billion RMB, up 41% year on year. 520 million RMB net profit. 140 million app users, mostly within the WeChat, of course. And they didn't just survive, they became China's #1 coffee chain, overtaking Starbucks in both revenue and store count. Luckin isn't just cheap, it's fun. In 2023, they dropped the now legendary Maotai Latte, a baijiu infused drink that sold 5.4 million cups in just one day. And in that one day, generated 120 million RMB, some 17 million US dollars. And let me tell you, the Maotai infused hot chocolate, in my opinion, was also delicious. In fact, I wish they still served it today. They've mastered the art of limited drops, social media buzz, and flavors that go viral. It's not just coffee, it's content. Take a look at this. This is me in China, in fact, just earlier today, ordering a Luckin matcha via WeChat. No cashier, no queue, just scan, pay, and pick up. It's that embedded in daily life. As I said, I wish they had that Maotai hot chocolate. This matcha with a sort of a coconut juice, coconut water, is also delicious. I sound like an advert for Luckin Coffee. I'm not, but what I am is one of the millions of people that pretty much every day, or at least a few times a week, are going on my WeChat through to the Luckin app, ordering a coffee, a matcha, what have you, and collecting it at a really, really local, convenient Luckin coffee shop, which at least in the major cities in China are everywhere. So this is me with my Luckin coffee, or in my case, it's a matcha. But you can see this Luckin shop is actually within a 7-Eleven. And unbelievably, or perhaps believably, if you've seen my videos so far, here is a Luckin coffee shop in this 7-Eleven, and some 15-20 meters behind me, I don't know if you can see that blue up there, there is also another Luckin coffee shop. In fact, if I were to walk further along, over there is another one, over there is another one. So within this sort of 100, 150, 200 meter radius, there must be 4 or 5 Luckin coffees. They've spread quickly, and perhaps I could show you in the mornings. This is the afternoon now. It's very, very busy in the mornings. I think people on their way to work, you can see behind me these sort of tall office blocks, getting a coffee on your way to work. You thought it was a preserve of Europeans or Americans, Westerners, but in fact now the Chinese, with a bit of help from Luckin, with a bit of help from Starbucks, but I think with a little bit of help, Luckin have now got into the habit of
having a morning coffee, or in my case, a morning matcha. And the price, this cost me 14 RMB. It tastes pretty great.
In July 2025, Luckin opened its first 2 US stores in Manhattan, Greenwich Village and Nomad. They launched with $1.99 drinks for first-time app users, and they gave away free tote bags. And, like in China, it's a sleek, cashierless design, but with cash options to meet NYC laws. A menu blending Chinese hits, coconut cold brew, fruit refreshers, with US staples like your oat milk lattes. And their pitch? Faster, cheaper, and cooler than Starbucks.
I saw it on Instagram, and I went to China last year and I got Luckin Coffee like every day. So I was really excited that they came to New York. Since I came back from China, I would tell my friends and family how badly I wanted one in New York. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, when she came back from China, she told me how this was her favorite drink from the whole trip. So we wanted to try it here too. I'd say it's definitely not too sweet. It definitely has like a more subtle flavor of coconut. I still like that it comes up in the aftertaste.
I was just in the area and I found it, and it's one of the best coffees I ever had. I'm very picky when it comes to coffee, and it tastes awesome. This one's a little stronger. This one tastes like the bean tastes better. Definitely.
But can they really succeed in the US market that's been dominated by Starbucks for so long? The US coffee market is worth around $90 billion, and Starbucks owns a huge chunk of it. But Gen Z wants value and speed, and Starbucks is facing backlash over prices. Chains like Dutch Bros and Coffee Coffee, also from China, are gaining ground. So what's Luckin's edge? It's got app-first ordering, and it's got viral drinks, plus lower build-out costs, a proven playbook from China. But of course, challenges remain: brand recognition, US consumer loyalty, and regulatory hurdles. Luckin Coffee went from a global embarrassment to a global contender. Now it's stepping onto Starbucks' home turf and betting that what worked in China can work in New York and beyond. Will it succeed? Or will America be a bridge too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into China's boldest brands, please do hit subscribe. If you're interested, I could introduce Coffee Coffee next, another huge Chinese coffee brand. And interestingly enough, founded by the original Luckin Coffee founder. The battle for Gen Z's caffeine loyalty is heating up. Guys, as ever, thank you very much for watching. I've been Toby. This is Toby's Takeaway. But from me right now, sitting here in China, that's a wrap. 谢谢，再见，拜拜。